Today we're going over the top 5 most overpowered items in Phase 2 Season of Discovery. Coming in at number 5 is Thermoplug's Rocket Cleaver. Warriors were already one of the top DPS in Phase 1, and they once again have the best weapon in Phase 2. Now I know what you're thinking, how can the strongest weapon in this next patch be number 5 on this list? That's because it's not just the weapon strength that's going to make this weapon OP, it's the power-ups that come from other on-use items that are going to make this weapon scale to the moon. Number 4, Gyromatic Experiment 420B. This trinket has 18 flat attack power and 5% attack speed on use. It also has a mystery power-up saying you might be able to juice this experiment even further. Even more attack speed ? It does, however, have a 30-minute CD, so you'll only be able to take advantage of it a few times per raid. Number 3, Hyperconductive Gold Wraps. This belt gives 9 stamina and 1% crit. It also has a chance to proc 10% increased crit for 30 seconds. If that procs, it should bring some massive damage and give warriors nearly endless rage. It has 15-minute cooldown, so make sure you use this one wisely. Number 2, Glowing Neuralink Cowl. This helmet comes from leatherworking and has a 14 tri-stat baseline with 1% hit. The on-use effect increases your attack speed by 20% for 10 seconds. This also has a 10-minute cooldown, similar to the professions from Phase 1. That brings me to number 1 most overpowered item for next phase, the Automatic Crowd Pummeler. This item is perfectly statted with 22 strength and 8 agility. It also gives 69 attack power in cat form. Nice. But the best part is, the on-use gives a whopping 50% attack speed for 30 seconds. 50% attack speed is already an insane power-up, but what happens if you use all these power-ups at the same time? 50% from Pummeler, 20% from the attack helmet, 5% from the trinket, and 10% crit from the belt. That's a minimum of 75% attack speed and 10% crit. Since most of the fights in Classic are relatively short, the 50% attack speed from Pummeler might last the entire fight. That's a lot of extra damage. Just to put into perspective, if Feral Druids had 50% attack speed right now in BFD, they would move up 50 to 100 DPS on some fights, putting them equal to or above Warrior DPS. I bet it's going to feel really good pressing these power-ups in the Gnomeregan raid next phase. But also, it could feel really bad when all of them are on CD. If you're trying to rank one parse, you might have to wait 30 minutes in between each boss to make sure all of your CDs are up. Also, I hope that Blizzard doesn't allow players to use Pummelers on use and then swap to a different weapon, because that would be insanely OP. And for any reason, if you aren't allowed to use the belt or the helmet CD at the same time, you could swap one of those out and use the alchemy item and get 40 AP for 15 seconds. I hope you enjoyed this look at my top 5 OP items for Phase 2. If you like WoW content, please subscribe to my YouTube and ask me anything on twitch.tv/Sardaco. I'll see you next time.